Tonight's musical guests are multi-award-winning bluegrass artists and masters of many instruments. Roy Lewis is a member of several Halls of Fame, and Elizabeth Long is a Dove Award winner for Bluegrass Song of the Year. Their latest album is this one. It's appropriately called Welcome to the Show. So would you please welcome to the show for the first time, little Roy Lewis and Lizzy. Great having you guys here.
Man, we're glad to be here. We are.
You know, honestly, when I read about Lizzy and her love for turkey hunting, and turkey hunters will understand, you completed the Grand Slam.
I did.
Which means you've done all the various species of North American turkeys, which is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Big deal, Roy. I was thinking, we'll dismiss Roy, and Lizzy and I will talk about turkey hunting.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. I can't say nothing about that. Just go ahead and tell them all about the turkeys and the hens and everything.
Look, he doesn't know a thing about being in the woods or nothing, but he'll eat anything I bring in.
There you go, see? You depend on hunters like Lizzy and me to put food on the table.
I love venison.
I do, too.
I love it. Chili, the best chili ever been made.
The best chili out of venison is the one that I make. I'll make you some.
I don't know, my wife
sometime.
is Bonnie. She's from Louisiana.
Yeah?
And she knows what she's doing. You're from Arkansas.
I am.
She's from Louisiana. She knows all about that Cajun stuff.
Just throw some more spice in there. It's the same stuff. I got it. You guys have been all over the place and obviously won many awards. Bluegrass is a unique and truly American art form.
Yep.
How did you get into playing bluegrass music and sustaining it through all these years?
Little Roy, I'll let you start first since you're the oldest one.
Well, it all started in Lincolnton, Georgia. We are from a little town north of Augusta. And back in the early 50s, I won my first contest. I won my first money. It was $10. And I still have the shirt that I wore in my little museum that I have. And I save everything. I love country music. I loved Hank Williams. And I loved all the early country music stuff. But my heroes was really Flat and Scruggs. In my hometown where I'm from, people just played with two fingers. You know, it sounded like a three-legged dog running. You know what I mean?
I've heard some people play like that.
In 1948, I believe it was 1948, we was listening to the Grand Ole Opry, and I heard Earl Scruggs do Foggy Mountain Breakdown.
Yeah.
And I said, something has got to be different than what I'm doing. So my brother, Wallace, he went down to see Mac Wiseman. When he had a band back in the early 50s, and he came back and stopped at the music store and said, you got to have one more pick on. See, I was playing with like this.
With two.
And then he bought this third pick. And then I'd have the old record player. It would play 45s. It'd play 78s, and it would play 33 in the third. Well, what I would do, I'd put the 78 on. I cut it to 33 in the third. I tuned my banjo down, and it was said, doma doma linga doma 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 linga doma 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 linga doma doma.
Now you know, Roy, they got software on computers that will do that for you. But that did work. So, Lizzy, did you learn to play that way too?
Well, yes. It went from cassettes, though, and unfortunately, they had a thing that could slow down cassettes at the time, but we was too poor to afford that, you know. So you would be blessed if the sun kind of melted it and it slowed it down a little bit. But I did have, my grandmother and them had one of them big cabinets, cabinets thing that had an 8-track player and 33 and a third in there, and I had some old Lewis family records. Because I was born and raised in Lincoln, and we're kin folks some kind of way down the trees, a small town, But anyway, I'd put my thumb on the 33 and a third, like he said, and it'd be like the Lewis family. They sound like, oh, there's honey in the rock, my brother. And it'd be like, oh, there's honey in the rock, my brother, And that's how I learned how to play. And then I play fiddle. That's the only instrument little Roy don't know how to play. And he taught me how to play fiddle. And that's probably why I don't sound great playing fiddle like everybody else, is because I learned it. Little Roy taught me how to play fiddle, singing it to me with his mouth and all, so.
You know what? With all this, I'm ready to hear you guys play, because I have no idea what you're going to do. This may be the wildest music we've ever had on our show.
Yes.
So while little Roy and Lizzy get ready to perform, Little Keith is going to tell our listeners how they can hear more of the fantastic music of Little Roy and Lizzy.
For the new album, Welcome to the Show, plus all things Little Roy and Lizzy, go to Huckabee.tv for the convenient links. You can also see a digital exclusive of dueling banjos, and you don't want to miss that.